depression. Eating knowledge, I got key consumption. Super Saiyan wannabe, I eat a peanut butter. Fuck your family, they ugly. You can keep your cousin, most people puzzling. You want my time is about an hour and I need 100. I see your ship and see it sunken. Missing me, she keep on cutting. She a keeper, love a hot box, a beaming bucket. My demon, she seen a sucker. She bring me, need me, so fucking here for long haul. Press hold, God calls.
There it is. I
had to take a deep breath.
I must admit that I've
experiencing allergies.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
You poor bastard.
That's okay.
I must admit that
Thank you.
I've slowly but surely you've phased it into me. I've grown fond of your dumb, backwards behind me bananas thing.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, slowly but surely. I almost can't go forward without it.
You can't come without it.
Okay, that's not what I said. I
That's
don't
what
like.
I heard.
You just went so the other direction. Listen, man. All I have to say about that is that the Lakers are gonna get fucking swept. Get fucking shit on.
That really
Lakers.
stuck with you, huh?
Fuck you, LeBron. No, I'm kidding. I'm just fucking with the meat. No, that sucks. I really wanted it to be a close series. If I'm being honest, it makes for entertaining. Lakers in 7. Right. There is no shot. What? Stop filming me. It's over. You're supposed to have been done with this. There's not even look. Melissa has been replaced with Jerome again. She's not even here to be fucking messing with you.
I was
and
hoping to
getting
film
you
the weather, but it's too late now.
I hate you. In LeBron we trust. No, in LeBron you trust. Listen, LeBron's great and all, but I don't think he's coming back against the fucking Nuggets, bro. They are not losing. That's just my humble opinion as a sports journalist. That's my profession. Totally. I know all the things about the places and the balls. I'm good
Our
at
balls are in your court.
Yes, all the balls are in my court. They're
Whoa,
up. They're up 8 right
say
now.
Say that on here, Charlie.
They're up 8 right now. LeBron made a 3. Oh wow.
I think that goes against your.
Think you're gonna win? What? How far in the game? Where are we at in the game? What quarter are we in? What half? What? How much time? Because we're talking about the fucking Denver Nuggets. He's now won. Damn. First quarter legit just. Bro,
we're so deep into this game.
Yeah, we're so deep in the game. LeBron's gonna do it. Bro, the Nuggets have to win this game and they're done. Do you think that's not fucking the driving force in the back of their minds right now? They're about to fucking sweep.
Ugh.
You think that everyone was so excited about
the
Lakers doing something this year?
Are they gonna clean though? That's the question.
What are you talking about?
You said they're gonna sweep. But
yeah, it's a clean sweep.
Because you can sweep, but you can't clean.
Oh my God! Shut up, Creighton. You don't even know what sports are.
Nope. That's something with balls, right? Do you remember that clip of that lady going?
Nuggets in 4. Denver Nuggets in 4. The weather in Boyd County, Kentucky is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The precipitation is a whopping, entire, single 1%. The humidity is 59%, and the wind is 2 miles per hour. That's the weather in Boyd County, Kentucky. Fun fact about Boyd, I didn't read anything about it. What's the word of the day?
Yeah, Boyd. Sorry. I was thinking it. I blocked out.
I love how the bird and fucking dino have socials. First of all, that's a frog, not a dino. How dare you? And that is, yes, totally their socials. Go follow them.
Yeah.
They're important socials.
Yeah. Cancel Mel.
Anyway, word of the thing, dude.
Word of the thing. Yeah. Today's word is bait.
Like B-A-I-T?
B-A-T-T-E.
Wait, whoa. B-A-T-T-E?
Yeah.
That's not bait.
What is it?
Bat?
I don't think that's right.
Okay,
I'm going to go ahead and call BS on this one.
Hold on. How do you pronounce
How do?
Bat? How to pronounce... Okay, here we go. We're going to hear it.
All right, let's hear it.
Pronouncenames.com.
Okay.
Oh, that's not it. That's not how you pronounce it.
Batty.
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 Why is he Scottish?
Batty. Batty.
I don't agree with this.
This is quite batty, if you ask me.
I disagree with
What
this.
does B-A-T-T-E stand for? What does batty stand for?
Okay.
It's definitely not bait.
One who has an obsession with a big monster penis. masturbates more than others, looking somewhat like a porn star. Dark hair.
I
Does
think
whatever it takes to get more cock.
I think that's just
Hold
women
on, wait.
in Europe in the 1800s.
Let
They
me
were
finish.
quite batty back then.
Let me finish. Good looking. Main reason for receiving cock.
You have
Sexual.
audio. You have audio playing, and it's killing me.
I do? Oh. Sorry.
Why'd you
Where'd
cut
I-
the audio?
I didn't cut audio on. I was waiting for something to finish uploading. All right. Good looking. Main reason for receiving cock. Sexual. Constantly wanting to fuck. Makes good sex noise. Often horny. Prefers swallow to spit. Petite. Do you see that petite girl? with
Amanda
the
was
dark
quite
hair? She's
batty
such a
for
batty.
Adam Driver.
Dude, don't even get me started. We were talking about this the other day. I had
Amanda, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry.
I had an experience that she wanted to be a part of.
Later, Hamid.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
What
good.
did she want to be a part of?
There is somebody that she has a crush on that came up behind me and grabbed me on the shoulders the other day. And not in a sexual way, just like in a I got you kind of. Yeah.
Totally.
And
Is it a woman?
No.
Okay.
I
That would've been
texted
a
Amanda
Plot
immediately.
twist for the ages.
I texted Amanda immediately and was like, "Hey, came up and grabbed me on the shoulders." And she was like, "I'm so jealous. I wish that he would grab me on the shoulders from behind too."
You're
Yeah,
putting
that's
you're putting this
cool.
info out there, and that's like some stuff that could easily be traced back. if any
No.
witnesses saw.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have anything to do with work. This is somebody that comes
Oh.
into
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Still though,
No.
be careful.
Yeah.
You're on Facebook.
No, this is
People are on
somebody. This
Facebook.
is a customer that comes in.
You're on Do you know how many of your customers have watched?
Do you
this
know how many
podcast?
grab me on my shoulders? A lot.
Okay. Okay.
And-
Whatever.
And I mean that in a non-sexual way, but like at the same time,
I get touched a lot at work,
It
guys.
sounds so sexual.
I
I
get
get
touched
touched
a
on a
bunch.
daily basis.
They touch me all over.
I
the
don't
place.
even think about it anymore. I just lay back and think of England.
I just be getting touched at work. Jesus Christ.
I get baited all the time. at
Okay,
work.
dude. It's
Batty.
it's
Whatever.
batty.
I get batty all the time.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway,
Monster God.
rest in peace, Kobe. That's all I have to say.
What was
about
that? Did he have a monster penis?
No, but Jack Nicholson was at his last game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Imagine if that's what made that helicopter crash.
That was years later. How dare you?
Too
say a
much
thing.
weight to one side.
What?
Too much weight to one side. And then he switched and it threw
What are you
off.
talking about?
Like, if he's got a horse cock, like, and he has it, like, down one pant leg, right? And then he switched it to the other side. And that's what threw off the thing. This might be too dark.
Anyway,
I mean, he kind of looks like he did have one.
you
so-
live in a new place.
No, I don't.
What?
I don't live there yet.
Oh, but like
Where-
basically.
No, we're going to ease into it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Well,
I still-
you are on the way to living in a new place.
Potentially. April's living in a new place. We can say
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
April lives there. It's her house.
But you've definitely been involved in the process.
Yeah, for sure.
How's that all going?
It's going okay.
It is a cool location.
Yes.
Like, when you said where it was, I don't, like, in my head, when you say, like, my house is over behind Verizon somewhere. Like, you don't imagine it's, like, 2.5 feet
yeah.
from the building. Like, when you said over behind the place that it's behind, I was like, damn, okay, so that's
So you're, like,
street-
trying to figure out.
I
in
was
your
like, I
head.
wonder which house
And
on
then
that
we
street
pulled up
it
the
is.
other night, and you're like,
And you're like, oh, it's the house that is, like, sharing, like, leaves on the tree
Yeah.
with the building that you mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
It is right there in the place
Oh,
that you
dude,
were saying.
you should have seen. So we had the Red Rose Festival last
Two-
weekend, this past
Yeah,
weekend.
Saturday.
And when they had the fireworks Saturday, like, we didn't even have to leave the
You were
house.
just
We
right
just
there.
sat on the porch and drank a couple beers, watched fireworks go off. It was nice.
Were the kids up for it?
Yeah, they
Okay.
wanted to be up for it. They were fucking losing their shit over it.
We want to see the fucking fireworks.
Oh yeah, Nova especially. He was like asking about fireworks all fucking day. It was like daylight outside,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Are they about to start fireworks soon?" And we had to keep explaining to him what 10 o'clock was and like how that 7 o'clock was just not the
Yeah.
same thing.
Fucking Tom Segura on Two Bears One Cave was talking about his son Ellis,
Yeah.
and he said, "Yeah, my son, he really wants, he wants to start making. What did he want? He said he wanted like a video game or an iPad or something, right? And he was like, hey, so I think if I'm gonna get this, he's like 3.
Yeah.
This kid's like 3 or 4 years old. He said, if I'm gonna get this, I think I need to earn it. I need to do like chores or something, and then wait like a certain
Oh, I
amount of time.
remember this story. You told me.
Yeah.
We talked about this on here before.
On here we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I think I should wait like 2 weeks, and he was like, okay, that sounds like a good judgment there. And then his wife was like, he doesn't know what 2 weeks is. That's how I like when you said that about Nova. Like he doesn't know what 10 o'clock is.
He does.
He's never seen it.
He
before.
does not get the concept.
He does not understand.
We were trying to explain it to him, and he just did not. He was like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
Like, I gotta wait 2 more hours. What's an hour? It's an hour. I was trying to explain
hour.
I was trying to explain that to him about church the other day too, because he was like asking me all these questions. He wants to go to church. He's really gotten where he's kind of religious now, which is like
Weird.
Well, no, it's not weird.
For
It's
a kid to be super religious
well,
is a little weird.
He's curious. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he's not one of those kids who's been brought up in like a church household and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. He just knows like
It is
that's
crazy.
what he wants to believe.
You do
know?
see that a lot. You see that in church, like households with church.
Yeah.
Kids usually stray away, and then vice versa. It's
Yeah.
like most of the time.
Well, you know me, I'm religious, and
Yeah.
April's not. She's more agnostic, and we've always agreed that whatever they want to do, we'll let them pursue. You know what I mean? We don't want to limit them, or we want them to be able to have a full scope of things and be able to make the best judgment with the information provided.
Yeah.
Not steer him one way or the other. But he was asking me all these questions about church the other day, and I'm a Christian, but I don't really go to church that much. I'm more so mostly because like of my work schedule, and also because like
Christian in spirit.
Huh?
A Christian in spirit.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff that I practice, but I just number one was I don't really have a lot of like my work schedule doesn't allow me to go to church at that often, and number two is that there's not really a lot of churches around here that fit me. Everything kind of feels like off in some way or another because they really either are really how do I put this really picky about who goes. Or they're way too inclusive.
If any of that is real, I'm going to hell for sure.
But or not way too inclusive. Way too inclusive is the wrong word. They feel way too like, hey, look at me, give me money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just am not comfortable with either of those. So I've been kind of like, just taking my time and like, letting like whatever forces be guide me into the direction that I want to go. Like, let God choose my path for me in terms of that aspect of it. And I think, honestly, with this stuff with Nova asking about going to church is like the path being put in front of me. Because now it's like there's that motivation there. Okay, like here's a way that you can teach this kid about religion without all the judgments that come with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's so much that like people, I feel like, take away negatively from religion. I mean, there's a reason that church numbers have been dwindling, right?
Yeah, and vice versa. There's a lot of like that's a big problem with the gap there is that like people who are religious have a lot of problems with people who aren't.
Yeah.
And then as someone who is not very religious, it's like the opposite for me. Like I don't have really any problems with anyone who with that's whatever, but there's a lot of
Right.
people who are not religious who find a lot of problems with anyone who is religious.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And like that's the thing, there's such a huge
That's the
gap
weird
there.
thing. Yeah, the weird thing about growing up agnostic in a place like where we live is you realize everyone's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
religious people can be cool, non-religious people can be cool.
Yeah.
Then you
Well-
like it's the cities where shit is like crazy
Yeah,
in other directions.
And that's why whenever I talk about being religious to people, sometimes there's that like knee-jerk reaction of, oh, like this person's going to judge me. But then
Yeah.
like even the people like that I've been friends with for
Agreed,
years
Flint.
and have never even talked about religion with, they're kind of there's that knee-jerk reaction of like, like I'm gonna watch what I say around this guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like I don't want it to be like that, and I don't want Nova to feel that way just because of what he believes. So, anyways, it's kind of like what I was saying with like these other churches being like almost too inclusive, and I don't mean that in like they shouldn't be open to other people, but it shouldn't just be about, hey, look at us, give us money. You know what I mean? It should be about the message. I think the best church is the one that doesn't take up money afterwards. You know what I mean? Like you sit down at a park, you sit down wherever, and you just talk about like, okay, like this is a good way to live your life with love in your heart and with the ability to spread that love and that message. Because that's really what I take away from Christianity. Like when they talk about turning their cheek, when they talk about, overcoming these demons, like like both inside you and in the real world, I feel like it's coming from a place of like, okay, the demons are those inner voices in your head telling you like you're never going to be enough, you're never going to be like able to overcome these challenges in front of you. And then the outside demons are all the negativity that comes at you every day in life, you know, whether it's traffic, whether it's like, you know, something pissing you off in the morning and causing that reaction to come out of you. I feel like that the Bible and Christianity teaches you ways to overcome that if you're able to like actually read in it and like look at it from that perspective, as opposed to like looking at it as this judgmental way of like, okay, so these are the sins you shouldn't do, and then you'll get into heaven, you know?
Yeah, and if you're agnostic, your angels are Copenhagen and your demons are podcast hosts.
Exactly.
Co-hosts.
Exactly. We're the angels and demons on his shoulder.
Well, no, you're my demon. Copenhagen's my angel.
Is he though?
Oh, yeah. For sure. He's the only person in chat who agrees with me. Everyone's always like, Charlie's so crazy. Creighton, you're killing it. Copenhagen's like, is anyone paying attention? This guy Creighton's a lunatic. Like, sure, Charlie's racist, but Creighton's fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
No,
the mainline joke he thrives on.
I agree with you, Flint, on that. Because, like, even in the Bible, it says, love
You
your
look like a youth pastor today.
Oh,
Like,
do
it's
I?
pissing me off. You have the fucking
the tie and everything.
the tie,
I
the
just
fucking
left
dress
my
shirt.
work,
Like,
I just left my work uniform on.
yeah, and you're just like, you don't even have a fucking suit jacket on,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
This is a suit jacket.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, it just looked like a shirt.
No.
Because I guess it blends in with the
Nah.
shirt underneath a little on
No,
camera
this
because
is
of
a
how
suit
bright
jacket. This is a nice suit jacket.
Yeah,
I
I just
wore
mean
this to a wedding.
I just mean how bright the camera is makes it all look like one one color. Like all of the
Yeah.
white is just one shirt.
This is like the image you'll see whenever you die, just me in a white suit being like, hey, Charlie.
Yeah, if I look over here, I see it a lot better, like on
Yeah.
this monitor. But I'm looking up at the OBS.
I'll be like, this is me, Charlie. I'm God.
Wouldn't it be cool if we could? Wouldn't it be cool if I wish OBS would let me like I'm sure there's a way, but I wish it would let me full screen just the like camera parts,
Yeah.
so that like that whole monitor is our cameras. Because then we'd be
What?
able to like,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? It would be a lot more.
Did you ever figure
visually
out how to fix
appealing.
chat?
No, so whenever I refresh, it does it for a second. Like it shows that it's
Yeah.
big for like
It's
it's that it's
mocking
set
you.
for that, and then it like goes back to whatever this is. I don't know.
We need Super Soaker Nick to come in here and fix it.
Why would he know? He doesn't
Is
know.
it Super Soaker? Who's the guy that you used to call like whenever we were having issues?
Mike, not upstairs, but my buddy's
Yeah.
Sacrifice Mike.
Oh.
He's the smart one
Where's he at?
with all this. I mean, he's probably playing video games or something.
Yeah. Just we need to call him and be like,
No,
"Why
he's
is
in the
this
Discord. I'll talk to him later, but I
Okay.
don't know. I think this is just one of those things with all the shit I have active on this computer. Something wires have been crossed somewhere with in terms of how many like ad blockers I have in like working. Does Control Zoom not work? It does not. Not even Control Zoom does anything. Like I controlled Zoom to like times 300 and it barely did anything. It is cursed. Our fucking Twitch chat is cursed for whatever
I blame
reason.
Copenhagen. I feel like he did some magic to curse it.
Yeah. It's weird. It detects that it's supposed to be bigger text. Like it
Yeah.
knows that it is, and then it just like reverts back.
Maybe you should just open up a Word document, right? And
I
then
think it's-
copy and paste all.
I
the
think
text
it's all
chats
these
and-
all these things down here. There's one that is not supposed to. Is it? It might be my Franker face emotes or something. Something has like fucked up.
Mm.
I don't know. I'll figure it out one day, maybe, probably. By figure it out, I mean I'll just wait until it fixes itself, which is probably what's gonna happen. Either that, or we'll just start streaming on Kick one day
There you go.
and do that.
Kick it off. You know.
Which actually I've been thinking about doing. Have a dual stream where we stream on both
Yeah.
Kick and Twitch,
Ooh, we
and
should
just
do
have a
YouTube
dual
too, like a triple
Twitch chat.
triple
Huh?
stream. Triple stream.
No, I don't want to stream on
Oh,
YouTube
why not?
because I hate YouTube.
Why you hate YouTube? Is YouTube your Google Plus?
No, honestly, the main thing that would be annoying about streaming in too many places is all the different chats we'd have to keep up with.
Yeah.
Like, I could effectively have 3 chats on one screen,
That'd be
and
a lot to keep up with.
so it would be a lot to keep up with, kind of. Like, for you, it would be way more, because I could have it all on one screen easily.
Yeah. no
For
kidding.
you, it would be you'd have to look at that screen up there.
Yeah.
And even then, the only thing that would be good about having it all on one screen like that is that then people from like Twitch and YouTube could read each other's messages through the live stream and talk to each other through the live stream,
Yeah.
which would be kind of cool. Like on Twitch, type to someone on YouTube, see it through the stream itself, and like have a conversation that way. I thought would be kind of cool. But again, for that to work, I'd have to fix all the chats, figure out all the bullshit that's going on.
Oh yeah. Oh, but I'm sorry. I got so sidetracked in my conversation. I did forgot the whole point. Anyways, he asked me what church was, and I was like,
What
oh.
is 10 o'clock?
Yeah, and I was like, well.
What is religion?
He knows what church is. He asked more like how long it is and like all these specific questions about it. And I said, it reminded me of John Mulaney's joke. And I was like, it's an hour. And he said an hour.
That all depends on the church you're going
Oh,
to.
yeah. But I mean, like, all the ones we'll go to will be about an hour.
Yeah. I usually, when I was a kid, it was like 2.5, 3 hours we'd be in church. It was fucking
Where were you going to church
stupid.
at?
A place called, I don't want to say what it's
Well,
called.
yeah,
actually.
you can't say the name, but like, you know.
It
Is
was
like a Baptist, Methodist?
Yes,
Baptist,
yeah.
Okay.
It was fucking.
Nah, it'd probably be like, 'cause most of the churches I've ever been to have been an hour. Like, not that that's bad, but like, you know, for me, like the whole church going thing towards the end of my experience the last time became more about meditation than like about like what was necessarily being preached. Like, don't get me wrong, the preaching was good, but like sometimes like I would be sleepy and just go to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Many times I fell asleep in church.
Church is the best place to sleep.
It's so great.
Yeah.
There was one time we had church on Super Bowl Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was just doing what's it called when you just stand up and testify? Is it just testify?
Yeah,
you just stand up and talk.
Testimony.
Testimony. Yeah, you just stand up and talk shit.
Yeah.
Like everyone did that for like 40 minutes. They did it so long that by the time it was all over, the preacher was like, "Well, you've all succeeded." in testimonials that lasted long enough for my sermon to be basically worthless. So go enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. And everyone just ran home to go watch the Super Bowl instead.
Wow.
Yeah, 'cause they didn't want his sermon to fucking go 2.5 hours 'cause it would have.
Sometimes I go home and think and dream about sleeping in church, and it makes me sleep so good.
I never get better sleep than when I sleep in a car.
Yeah.
Like if I sleep in a car, especially in the front seat where the seatbelt is on the right side of my head and I use it as a pillow so that my neck doesn't get all hurt.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I will fucking.
I'll hold your neck for you.
Okay, well there it is. I slept a lot today. I woke up late. I woke up at like
I could tell. I called you and you're like, "Hello." And
I was
at
in
7
bed
o'clock.
when you called me at 7. I woke up today at 7. Whatever time stamp your phone call was, that was when I got up, and I had been asleep for I want to say more than 12 hours.
It's weird that we're like ships passing in the night now. Like I'm getting off work and like going home and going to sleep after this, and you're like, "Time to start the day."
For real, and it's really bad 'cause I have to like be up in like 14 or 15 hours,
And then like
and my day just started.
the worst part is like I'm probably gonna see you tomorrow morning to work out, and you're gonna be like, "Man,
You will not see me
I'm
tomorrow
fucking
morning
going
to work
to
out.
sleep," and I'm like, "I'm getting up, getting ready to start the day, working out."
Yeah, that's not
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. That is not happening tomorrow.
No,
Like
but
unless somehow or another I fall asleep by midnight tonight,
yeah.
it's just not happening.
Do
There's
you-
no way.
Do you know why, like, I feel like I sleep, or not sleep, like, or feel very comfortable in church?
Why?
It's not necessarily what's being preached, but I really honestly do feel closer to God in church.
In a building.
Yeah, but it, like, when you go in there, specifically at my grandma's church, it doesn't feel like you're just going into a building. It feels like you're literally, like, closer to God. You know what I mean? I don't know how to express it, but it literally feels like
Whatever
you're,
God is, for me, like whatever that feeling is, I only get it when I'm like out in nature, like deep out in nature, like far
Yeah.
away from everything. That's the only time I ever get like a spiritual kind of
Yeah.
feeling.
I
if,
feel
if
it out
if
there,
I have
too.
anything, if I really believe in any of that at all. But like
Yeah.
anytime that there's like a like supernatural kind of like cosmic or just feeling that I get that is unlike anything else, it's when I'm like out. Like if I go to Cherokee and like I start just fucking walk off into the woods every now and again, or like when I'm here and we go to fucking 40 Acre or something and like I just fucking go, like that's when I feel it the most, is when I'm out in the middle of the fucking forest and I'm like, there's nothing that I could do right now to get away from anything that happens that's wrong. Like I am all by myself totally.
Right.
That's where I feel that feeling the most, is like when I'm like when I take myself back 400 or 500 years to being in the woods and not having a phone and not having fucking civilization, like base animal instincts is the closest I get to a feeling like that. There's not like a house like like if I go back to a church, all I would feel is like the negative nostalgia of all the fucking
right.
pieces of shit that I knew.
That's why
that
I
went there.
think
There were nice people too, but it's
that's
mostly a
why
negative experience for me.
That's why I think I want to, like, as I'm like going down my spiritual journey, I want to like start like trying more things like meditation and that kind of thing, because that's when I honestly felt like really closer to God, you know.
Yeah.
In a weird way, this is how I like to do. I was thinking about this the other day, and I didn't put in notes because I didn't think we would talk about it. But this is how I feel about like church and stuff. You know how in the Clone Wars, when like listen.
Okay, this is a part of the show where Creighton compares church to Star Wars.
Yeah, let me finish. All right, you know in the Clone Wars,
That classic comparison.
like when Ahsoka just like gets kicked out of the Jedi Order, but then
Right.
like wants to come back, but then like, or they want her to come back, and she's like, "Now this is kind of fucked up organization. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go figure out my own shit."
Yeah.
That's how I feel about church. Like I feel like the grander organization of Christianity is the Jedi Order, in that like they've got the core beliefs there, but they've become so like off center from their original like purpose that it's way too tied into politics. It's way too tied into all these other things that it's lost the core principles, and that's why she doesn't come back, because it becomes about a political motivation rather than actually the original purpose of the organization.
Yeah.
See, I told you I was going somewhere with that.
Sure. All it made me think of is There Will Be Blood.
There Will
the
Be
movie.
Blood?
It's a movie with Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul
What's it
Dano.
about?
It's about an oil tycoon who is like an evil man.
Mm-hmm.
And man, to try and explain the plot of that movie is crazy. but long story short, he gets blackmailed into donating a church a bunch of money and like going up and testifying that he did bad things for his son, and like it's like got one of the most cinematic, like one of the most known moments in cinema history is when he's like testifying up in front of everybody. He's like, "I've abandoned my boy," and he's like having this like emotional experience, like this like crazy.
So it's about the oil tycoon changing his ways?
Not even a little bit.
Really?
He's evil. It's crazy. He does not change his ways. He's a fucking evil bad man.
Is he the main
through
character?
and through. Yeah, he's the main. It's Daniel Day-Lewis. He's the main character. The whole way. The whole movie is from his perspective.
Damn.
The entire movie. There's like maybe 2 or 3 scenes in the whole film that don't have him in it,
Damn.
and they're only for like a minute at a time. Like it's mostly.
So
his
it's like
perspective.
Scrooge, but without the whole redemption arc.
Sure. It's brutal. It's a crazy movie. I don't like it personally. The movie. I admit to the things that are great. Paul Dano's great. Daniel Day-Lewis is great. The acting is phenomenal. The story is good. Me personally, I don't like the movie. It's weird. It's hard to be a cinephile like I am, like a big fan of movies, and have a movie that is so like universally loved by film audiences. People love that movie.
Yeah.
And for me to hate it so much. But like also I still recognize all the great things. Like I've seen it a few times. Like I know what's great. I'll rewatch certain parts because the acting is so great and the writing is so great. But then I like, I fucking the whole movie, the thing about it, I don't like. I don't enjoy the movie much.
Did you see that what's his face died? That was going to be in the new Star Wars thing, and that was in Thor.
What?
There's a guy, an actor that died. He's the new. He's going to be in the Ahsoka show. I think that's like the last thing he's in, and then he was in Thor, too. Apparently, although I didn't recognize him from Thor, but then I don't really remember those movies that well. You know what I mean? He's had the gritted teeth.
Isaac Cappy.
Yeah. Does he look familiar to you? From
A
Thor?
little bit. Not from Thor.
He's in the Ahsoka trailer. He's like the not
Oh,
Sith
the
guy.
big guy. Yeah, the big. Yeah. I wonder. Let's see. How did he die?
He died at
Dies
52.
at 58 years old.
58. That's one.
Nice.
Pretty close. 52.
Northern Irish actor who often played warriors in productions, including Rome and Vikings, was hospitalized suddenly while filming in Italy.
Oof.
Ray Stevenson, the Northern Irish actor who played the villainous British governor in RRR Volstagg in the Thor films and a main antagonist in the upcoming Star Wars series Ahsoka, has died at age 58. 4 days before his birthday, the Italian newspaper...
Damn. Happy birthday.
He had been hospitalized with a sudden
great?
illness on the island of Ischia, Isha, while in production on the film Casino with 2 S's in Ishina, or in Ishka, or whatever it's called.
Wonder what happened.
I don't know.
Snake bite, probably.
It's an illness, Creighton, not a fucking.
Snake bites can give you illnesses.
That's not. No, that's being poisoned or. That's venom. That's not.
That's venom,
That's
but,
not.
like,
That's
what
not
if-
an illness. An illness is a disease.
What if it was a non-venomous snake that bit him, and then the bite got infected, which caused an illness that killed him suddenly?
That's not very suddenly. Infections take a while.
Maybe it was a super infection.
Oh
right?
my god.
I don't know.
I feel like they would tell us if some crazy shit happened.
Well, so it wasn't noteworthy that illness just suddenly fucking like destroyed this dude?
It was. So they said that. They just didn't say what illness it was.
Well, I feel like I'm being misled.
Well, they're probably out of respect for the family don't want to report on everything right
Okay,
away.
But then, like, why leave us hanging? I'm curious.
They're not. It just happened. Give it a week. They might announce it sooner.
Do you remember when fucking what's his name from Family something?
Yeah, you're killing it on this.
The comedian Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
You remember Bob Saget died? And everyone
Yeah.
was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And then he hit his head, and it turned out he just hit his head in his
Well, they said he had a stroke.
bathroom. Oh, what was that? It?
Yeah,
I thought he hit
they
his
said
head
that
or
right
something.
away, though. They said they found him with a head,
Oh,
like a contusion on his head, and that more than likely he had a stroke. And then I'm pretty sure, I might be misremembering that, but
or was it the contusion that caused the stroke? Which
so
was
that
first,
was that was
stroke
the
or
that was the
contusion?
hard thing to figure out. People were
Yeah.
worried, like, did he fall and then have a stroke because he fell and hit his head, or did he have a stroke and because he had a stroke he fell and hit his head?
Yeah.
It's brutal too, 'cause like the day before he died, he had like posted on Twitter like, "Hey, I'm super happy to be back doing comedy. Like, this whole COVID thing was horrible. I hated not doing it, and like I'm super excited about this tour I'm starting." And like literally, it was that night that he died.
Damn.
It's brutal. Just he had a great set, was laughing, having a good time. Like, that
Well, it
shit's
just
nuts.
goes to show.
Imagine being at his last show,
Yeah.
and then the next day he dies.
Imagine the guilt you'd feel. Like, what if he died because of you?
He looked at this one lady who had her arms crossed. She didn't like his jokes, and it fucked with him all night, and he had a fucking stroke because of it.
Imagine getting an argument with him at the show, and then he just fucking goes and dies on you.
You fucking sucked on Full House.
Mm.
It's like, I didn't even like that role. He's just fucking. He's like, I didn't even fucking. I had no control. He has like a fucking mental breakdown, and then has a stroke because of it.
Yeah.
That'd be brutal. That'd be
Or the
rough.
Clintons killed him.
Or the Clintons killed him. I honestly, like, if we're going statistical, the
Alright.
Clintons killing him is more likely to have happened than
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
yeah.
If
Some-
you're a celebrity, you die mysteriously. The Clintons probably did it.
Yep. Somebody, I saw a meme yesterday that was like,
And-
oh, it was so funny. No, what was it? The first half was like something along the lines. It was like Hillary Clinton smiling, and it said, "What are the odds that somebody would, die by gun death in this scenario?"
Oh,
you
like
know?
kill them,
No,
kill
no,
themselves, but shoot
no.
themselves twice in the head.
No,
because
just
that's
no,
one of them.
no. It was like a whole different thing. It was like, what are the odds this would happen? And then someone, but like from Hillary Clinton's perspective, and then the bottom half was Hillary Clinton, all worried, and it said, yeah, what are the chances that 42 of your friends kill themselves? Because that's pretty
Yeah.
tough too.
Yeah. It is crazy because
It's
like,
nuts. It's nuts.
and it's like nobody's willing to touch it. They're like, yeah, no.
A
let's
lot of people
fucking-
are willing. It's just like the
Yeah.
powers that be keep it at bay.
Oh, I know. It's like the Epstein thing. Like, isn't it crazy that just whatever the hell her name is, Maxwell was on
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine was on trial, and then suddenly a war happened.
And we still, and like that trial's over, and we still don't have a list of names made to the public
Nope.
because it's just a bunch of fucking powerful people.
Yep.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah. I want to know, like, what was the outcome of that trial? She was found guilty, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we could look it up.
Yeah. We should look it up before we just be like, yeah, she's guilty.
What was the
Fuck that lady.
outcome of the?
But seriously, though, fuck that lady. I saw
See,
the
the crazy
documentary.
thing is, like, I type in what was the outcome of the,
And what came
and
up.
Korean War, Dred Scott case, Vietnam. But as soon as you type in GHI, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, they don't want you to.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, so here it is. I spelled it a little wrong, but Ghislaine Maxwell. I was right about the first four letters, so it should have come up. See that you type in her name and it's like net worth. Even what was the outcome of Ghislaine? That's what I typed in. And when you like the next thing down says Ghislaine Maxwell net worth. How old is like they don't want you to
Yeah.
fucking look
Oh,
this up.
no.
Ghislaine Maxwell sentenced to 20 years in prison for conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein to sexually abuse minors. Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, announced that Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced today in Manhattan federal court by United States Circuit Judge Allison J. in June of 2022.
Damn. It's been almost
And we
a year.
still don't have the list.
Yeah.
We still don't have that fucking list.
Wonder what happened to all the jury people.
Oh, they probably killed themselves.
Oh, damn.
That's that's a
Immediately.
tough thing to talk about, you
Yeah.
know, that case and being there. They probably just killed themselves. It's probably easier.
Yeah. One probably shot himself in the head twice.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
I
Like
love-
us just say we wanted to monetize the podcast, right? Us
Yeah.
just saying that,
Yeah.
it's no longer monetized.
Oh, I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter
That's
how many
why
views it gets.
We have a great low-rated show. We can talk about the shit that really matters.
Yep.
You know?
It's fucking
By the
nuts.
way, Epstein didn't kill himself. I love that meme.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I love the memes where it's like, did you know that in like Santa Barbara in 1994 there was a frog that got introduced to the neighboring fucking city and blah blah blah. It like came over to this city. Like it's like 2 paragraphs of like some dumb animal fact, and then all of a sudden it's like, and Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh, I love that one, and I love the one that's like.
Holy smokes! What's up, Will?
What's up, Will? I love the one where it's like the
been
alphabet
a while.
soup, but and you kind of have to look to see what it spells, and it spells Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah, there's so many great ones. It's
I
fucking
love
nuts.
that air freshener one too. It's like this. It says this air freshener didn't hang itself, just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, there's like a photo on the wall. This photo. didn't hang itself.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
I
great.
remember right after it all happened, where I was like, man, let's think about like Mission Impossible
Yeah.
and how fucking Ethan
Oh, they
Hunt.
sent Tom Cruise to kill.
Yeah, well, no, like think about in those movies, like in any of those movies, like Lethal Weapon, Mission Impossible, where the
Yeah.
main character is like, there's this big evil guy, and it would probably be right to bring him in and make him, like say this is not a big conspiracy theory. And even if he didn't kill himself, like it wasn't the government, it's not some big conspiracy. There's just some fucking legend out there
Yeah.
who is like, it's better for this guy to be dead because he will get out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they just killed him that way. There was like a piece of me in the beginning of those days and those
like the
talks.
thought a vigilante did it.
Not even a vigilante, just like a fucking rogue gangster assassin who can get in and out of fucking prison cells somehow. Like one of the Ethan Hunts of the world who just went in there, killed that guy, got out of there, and let the world think what they wanted to think.
In my mind, it's probably a combination of both. Like they probably had-
Got that guy to do that thing.
Or no, like had some kind of hit squad coming and just saw this guy doing it. And was like, go ahead and like take out the security cameras, do all this stuff, so that way he can get away, and then just let him do his thing. And they probably killed that guy.
Kind of like in Spider-Man 2, at the end of Spider-Man, where they move all the cranes
oh yeah,
of the Andrew Garfield
yeah.
Spider-Man,
Oh, yeah.
where they move all the cranes for
Yeah.
him to like fucking web.
yeah, and then they'll probably
It's like, fuck it, who cares about the police?
Oh yeah, and then that guy probably committed suicide later
Oh yeah, of course.
from the guilt.
Yeah, the guilt of killing that pedophile.
The only thing that I would ever say about these plans that these people have is like, there's so many people that are just killing themselves, quote unquote, and then you have to have another person kill themselves to cover up that person killing themselves. And then
Yes,
it's just
it's
like,
honestly amazing that we haven't all killed ourselves
I
yet.
know. Right? Like, where's the end of the line?
Yeah, when does everyone stop killing themselves? Like it's like that movie Bird Box. Like, is this just like the very slow beginning of Bird Box? Like, are these people? Do you have to be involved with someone who killed themselves for you to kill yourself? And then
Yeah.
like, do you have to be in their vicinity when it happens to be it happened next? Is that like that's like, you know what? That's a good horror movie. The closer you are to someone when they kill themselves, like
Well, they kind of did that.
makes it
already.
happen to you faster.
What's the movie? It Follows. It Follows is kind of like that.
It Follows.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one.
You've never heard of It Follows?
I mean, maybe I have and just don't remember. I don't watch
Dude,
these things,
dude,
you know.
It's such a fucking scary movie.
Yeah.
So like, well, it's sort of an analogy for an STD, but like, no, it's
That's
a lot creepier than it sounds. So like, basically, if you have sex with somebody, you have like this demon attached to you that just fucking follows you, and then eventually tracks you down, kills you, and then moves on to the last person that like had it before you that you had sex with. You pass on the demon by having sex with somebody. That's the only way to survive, right? You can't kill this demon. It just but it walks and it shapeshifts.
Yeah.
So like you could be in a crowd of people, but like look at somebody and it's just fucking like dead on looking at you and just limping towards you.
Yeah.
And like that's how you know it's there.
Ugh.
Dude,
That's gross.
there are some fucking scenes in that movie that I was like, oh my god. And I watch horror movies. Like I fuck with horror movies, and this movie
Fucked you up.
This movie scared the shit out of me. I watched it at your house with Bethany one time, and I was like, "Oh,
at my house?
Yeah, the house that burned down."
When? How? How at my house?
I think you were at work, and like we were hanging out. I was like, "Can I watch a movie in your house?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Oh, okay.
I think
that sounds
because
like
I wanted to watch
like
it
me.
on the surround sound.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
sounds like me.
And dude, it was probably one of the. It was so like because there's scenes
No
like.
wonder that demon never left that
Oh,
room.
and look, so the person that has it that's the only person that can see
Wife
it.
beater Wednesday.
That's
It's Monday, but whatever.
that's the only person that can see it. So like other people.
The person who is
Yeah.
possessed by it.
Yeah. Or like and people that have seen it in the past. And like there's this one part where she's pulling on the driveway with her mom, and she looks up, and on top of the roof of her house is just this old lady naked looking at her.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not always naked. It just chooses is different. Like
So so you can't even really get rid of it.
No.
Damn.
It's an analogy for an STD. You just get rid of it by passing it on.
But that doesn't
But
get
that
rid of it.
doesn't translate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
I understand.
They do, so I'm gonna tell you the ending 'cause I know you're never gonna watch it.
Yeah, that's a weird analogy.
Spoilers for It Follows. This movie that's like fucking 5 or 6 years old at this point. Anyways,
Probably more than that.
at the end they end up trapping it in the pool and like pour like paint in the pool so that way other people that can't see it can like see it. 'Cause you can, even though you can't see it when like you don't.
Oh,
have
it's
it.
physically there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can like
Okay.
see it like in the pool
Yeah.
moving. So they shoot it a bunch of times and then put like an electrical wire on the pool and like shock it, and they think it's dead 'cause all this blood starts like pouring out in the pool. And then like the ending is like the couple like just kind of walking along, and you kind of see behind them that somebody's walking behind them, but it's very ambiguous of if that's the thing or if it's not.
Right. 'Cause horror movie logic.
But it probably is, and they're probably definitely dead.
Does it kill? Does it ever kill
Oh
anybody?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my
So-
god, it fucking like so the way it kills people is it just grabs them up and like fucking jerks them around, breaks their neck like a chicken.
Damn.
Yeah, it like
Why doesn't it just always do that? Why is it gonna stand on someone's roof and just look at them? Why
I
not
don't
just
know.
fucking totally
it
kill them
builds
all
up
the time?
suspense. It's like one of those things that's ambiguous. Like the
So
very
it's
first
like a dumb horror movie.
well, yeah, no,
like logically
like-
speaking, it's got some dumbness to it. Grabs them and jerks them.
Oh yeah, I guess that's the
Question
analogy
mark?
too. Like the very first scene is this girl fucking like crying on the beach, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? And she's like texting
then
all
it
her
just- it
friends,
just
like going
grabs
like
her and
I
fucking
love
kills
you.
her?
Well, no, you don't see it. It like she texts all her friends like goodbye, I love you, and all this stuff, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? And then like you hear it like get to her, and she screams, and then it cuts back, and her body's just all twisted up like a pretzel.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking like awful.
That's stupid.
I thought it was fun. I
Of
liked
course you did.
it. I liked it. It was fucking like terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not into that stuff. I need it to make sense. Why pass it on? Like, why be an
I'm
analogy?
I'm sure if I go back and watch the movie, granted, Charlie, you have to understand, it's been 4 years since I've seen this movie.
It's been more than that, probably.
Yeah,
I've been here for longer than 4 years.
It might. Yeah, it's probably been more like 6 or 7. But I haven't watched it since it came out.
You know what? We have computers. We have the technology.
Yeah, I'm sure it makes sense. Like, if I went back and
It
watched
is 9 years old.
Is it for real?
Yeah.
What year did it come out?
2014. I
Oh,
just told you it was 9 years old.
nice. Reminiscing.
Reminiscent.
Yeah. Iridescent.
No. Don't. Stop saying random words.
Random words.
So, Charleston has some pretty openly transphobic people.
Wait. I got this.
Oh, okay.
Charlie, how was your Charleston trip?
It was good. Thanks for asking. Anyway, so I go to Charleston to see Shane Gillis, Nick Mullen, Big
Yeah.
Jokerson, and Tim Dillon perform.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. And the first feature act, Nick Mullen, goes up, and he's just telling jokes. You know, he's doing his thing. He says, as a joke, he goes, how many transphobes are out there in the audience tonight? And I'm not, when I fucking tell you, like, no shit, 1/3 of the audience, woo!
Nuh-uh,
I was like,
bro.
oh, the lady next to me and me both, like, in unison went, oh my God. And we looked at each other like, oh my God. We could not believe it.
Well.
and then even Nick Mullen was like, Jesus, Charleston, you fucking southern redneck sons of bitches. Of course you would say that shit. Like, it was awesome. But it was also, you know, a scary insight.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, realistically, it was probably much less of that group was being genuine, and it was more like, we love Nick Mullen, we're just going to cheer when he says stuff. You know, he said to cheer, we're going to cheer. I think it was way more that than anything else, you know?
As Dave Chappelle once said, the T in LGBT has a long way to go.
Yeah, he did say that. I'm in, but ever since that Charleston trip, I've been in terrible, horrible, awful pain.
Why?
Because I went with Gunner, and Gunner made me run the Charleston Bridge,
Yeah.
and I ran it all the way uphill to the top
How was it?
and then back down.
Did you go all the way across and all the way down?
No. I don't think I would have lived. I honestly, it's a miracle to me that I didn't throw up all over the place.
Why didn't you just walk it?
'Cause he was running.
Why didn't you let him run and then you walk?
'Cause he told me I was a pussy, so I had to. I made it to the top, and then he was like, come on, let's go. And I was like, no. And he kept going, and he did the whole bridge.
Did he?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, Gunner's a stud, dude. Gunner's a fucking tank. Like, that guy's, he's in incredible shape.
Yeah.
Like, Gunner's a fucking, like,
Of course.
Straight
yes,
up
kids,
Marine.
Gunner fucks.
that's
You know.
okay.
Gotta be in good shape. Gotta keep the hardware nice.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Gunner fucks. He has kids. He has single child, first of all.
We should show this clip to Gunner.
Okay, you can show him. But, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I ran that bridge, and I have just been in fucking horrible, my legs have hurt so much ever since. Like, I'm fucking, when this podcast is over, I'm getting in the hot tub, and I'm just going to sit in there for like 4 hours and stew in the hot tub to try and, like, you know, hot therapy my sad, broken legs. Now 2 of us on the podcast have broken legs.
Oh yeah.
Melissa just can't
I'm
be
the
here
only
for
one
us.
with healthy legs.
Well, I don't know about healthy.
My
They're
legs
just
are
not
jacked, son.
I don't know about
lift
jacked.
all this weight every day on these legs.
Yeah, that is. You are. There's a lot of weight to you.
I was thinking about earlier, and I was like, my uniform's fucking heavy. I was walking up the steps, I was like, God damn. 'Cause these boots are like 10 pounds.
10?
Yeah.
Do you know how much 10 pounds is?
It's heavy.
They're not. There's no way those boots are 10 pounds.
Do you want to
like,
see them?
like 5 pounds each or 10 pounds each?
Like 5 pounds each.
Maybe 5 pounds each.
Yeah.
Okay. Be
That's what I
careful when
mean
you say
together.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess boots being 10 pounds. Boots
And
plural
they're like
being
steel
10 pounds
toed, so
doesn't
like
imply
they,
that. So
they're
I guess.
weighted. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, still, we have a scale upstairs. We're
Do
gonna
you
figure
want
this
we're
out.
gonna weigh them?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I
I
want to
want
see
to
how
know.
heavy my
I want to know
boots are.
so bad.
Do you want me in them or out of them?
Anyway,
I'm sorry. Do you want me?
I thought
in
Evie weighed
they,
a
them,
lot
or
more
out
than-
of they them.
I thought Evie weighed a lot more. Like when we went to go, when I had to go get her put down, like they
Yeah.
weighed her first.
Yeah. Why they weigh her?
Well, they just always weigh them at the beginning of whatever's going
Oh.
on. And she was like 13 pounds,
Damn.
and I was like, damn, that seems so light. 'Cause like, you know, I'd pick her up all the time,
Yeah.
and I just assumed she was
Like 20.
20 pounds or something. Yeah, but like it's crazy how little, you know.
Maybe you were
you actually
guessing
weigh.
like European. You know what I mean?
No,
Like think about.
I
Like,
don't
you're
know
like,
what you mean.
What do they measure kilograms? Like you're like 20 kilograms. Kilos. Kilometers. Kilometers. Or wait, those are the same thing.
Anyway,
Any whore.
it was a great show. Charleston was fun. I had a good time. Swam in a pool.
Is that why you put openly transphobic Charleston people?
Yeah, honestly, that part was crazy to me. I could not believe how openly it was nuts. It was like the whole night was like that. With whenever they would shout stuff, Charleston was just very unapologetically South Carolina,
I mean,
and
look,
that was all that all of the comedians would like ride on. They were like, "Holy shit!"
I would not say that it's openly South Carolina. I just say it's openly trans because there are a lot of like really accepting places here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just saying that
Like Columbia, for instance.
you know,
Dude.
the comedians doing their comic thing
yeah.
were talking shit on South Carolina. and South Carolina represented
Yeah.
what the comedians were like. The stereotypes. They were making jokes, and the crowd was like letting them have their fun.
I like Charleston. I haven't been to Charleston.
That was the first time I'd been in definitely over 10 years or more. Probably probably more like 15 or 16 years. It's been a long time.
I went in December, and it was really, really nice. And I want to go back because, like, we got a hotel. Dude,
Yeah, me and Gunnar
where
were
did you guys
talking.
stay at?
Charleston is like just a day's in. It was just a little
Oh,
cheap
yeah.
spot. But like me and Gunnar were talking. It was like
In Mount Pleasant?
yeah, we were in Mount Pleasant.
Dude, Mount Pleasant. Like,
Mount
you're
Pleasant,
literally 5
Charleston,
minutes away.
from
and
everything.
Like, it's so much cheaper than staying in Charleston proper.
And it's prettier. Like
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant, Charleston is like pretty, and it's like Charlotte, but like the South Carolina version of Charlotte.
because it's Charleston.
Well, no, I was gonna say because it's like there's still nature everywhere. There's still
Yeah.
like the South Carolina aspect of it,
Yeah.
but also like there's like a cityscape. There's like a built-in cityscape kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just nice. It was much nicer than I had remembered. Because all I remember about Charleston was being like, I think I was in. I don't remember what part of Charleston I was in, but it was like just the fucking city that's one of the cities on the water,
Right.
or one of the city areas, and it's just like fucking. It's gross. Like the ocean looked gross, and the
Yeah.
fucking all the areas surrounding it were gross.
When we went to Charleston, we talked about on here. We saw the front bottoms, and it was nice. Me and April had a fucking great time going to Charleston. I think that might be like our new spot to go. I like going to the beach too, like going to Springmate or not
Yeah.
Springmate. North.
It's closer
Cherry
than I
Grove
thought. I
and
don't know
all that
why I
stuff.
thought Charleston was so much further than it was, but it was only like 2.5 hours to get there.
With the advance of technology, like, we've learned that a lot of things are closer than they used to be, and our
Right.
parents just didn't know how to fucking get there.
That's true. That's a good point. It is crazy. Like, if you don't know how to get to the beach, like, it's a good thing there's signs up now.
I know.
Because, like, dude, without GPS, shit will take so much longer for no reason.
I'm pretty sure my dad used to just get in the car and be like, all right, we're going to point the car in this direction. Hope that we get there.
The ocean is east, so we're going to go that way until we find it. You fucking turned down
'Cause, like,
a back road because you didn't know that the road you're on just has a bend.
I, to this day, have no idea why it used to take us 4 hours to get to Charleston. Maybe it's that he was riding with kids. 'Cause, like, going to Gatlinburg with Nova and Jade, a 4-hour trip took 6 hours. Because, like,
You got to stop every hour and a half to
Well,
use the
yeah.
bathroom and to get snacks and to
Yeah.
like
Well,
let them walk around for a second so they don't just keep jumping up and killing you.
I stopped to go to, like, a flea market 'cause I wanted to go one while we were on the way up there. And, like, I mean, that we were out there maybe, like, 30 minutes. But then there was a wreck that happened right after that. So, like, we're right there when the wreck happened. We had to stop and take a statement with the state trooper and all that stuff. And
Jesus Christ.
it was just the whole thing. Yeah, it was kind of scary. It happened right in front of us.
We're all about
authenticity.
authenticity.
Yeah.
Is that what LeBron just shouted after he
guess.
won?
So keep the same
they
energy.
win?
Now the Lakers up 15. They're winning. But they
Damn.
haven't won yet.
Let's see. Let me live look at this.
Are we
real
going to
quick.
live stream this game?
73 to 58. Wow. Yeah, I
31
mean,
points in the
to be
first
fair,
half.
the fucking I literally did that and wait, where'd it go? No, my Twitter
Oh, you lost
updated.
it.
As soon as I like got off of that and went to Twitter, the first tweet on my fucking timeline is Gary going, crazy to me that some people just don't want LeBron to win again in his career.
Don't want to hear it. Fucking sorry, Denver Nuggets. LeBron's still going to choke.
Denver
in
4. Damn. Don't want to hear it, fucking ass. Sorry, Denver Nuggets.
LeBron only said this league too easy broke the scoring record, and they still think Jordan is the GOAT. Watch this.
Give it time. You'll come to your senses when you're older. You just have grown up in the LeBron era.
I remember Jordan.
Yeah, we all do.
I remember.
The
Well,
only-
no, but
he was
like,
the only name in basketball growing up for us until
Yeah, but-
LeBron.
but that's what I'm saying though.
Well,
Like
and Kobe.
me and you, like Hoodie's like what 12?
He's
He does
he's
no
15
idea-
or 16.
He has no idea what Jordan looked like in his prime.
96. I mean,
97 for me.
all I did was grow up watching like Michael Jordan play.
We watched Michael Jordan play.
Whether
and
it
Tiger
was
Woods
live, yeah, dominate.
and Tiger Woods dominate, and then each of them fell from grace in some form or another. You're gonna see.
They were
it's
2
gonna
and
happen.
Jordan won his last. Yeah, but no, you don't get it, dude. We didn't have fucking.
And he was in
we couldn't-
everything.
We could. Yeah, everyone watched The Last Dance. how good Jordan was. You didn't have 20 years of your life where he was the only one that was
Yeah.
great.
Well, look, you have
Like,
to understand. This
LeBron's great right
motherfucker-
now, but for our whole entire childhood, no one ever compared to
Oh,
Michael
yeah.
Jordan. It was not even close. And the only basketball games that were on, no one would watch live basketball. We all just
No.
watched reruns of Michael
No,
Jordan
Nobody
dominating.
cared.
Yeah, like you got to remember, the internet is like, you've had it your whole life. We didn't.
Yeah.
The first 15 years of our life, there was no internet.
No.
Not really. There was fucking chat rooms and fucking AOL rooms that you could talk in, but like there was no Twitter or YouTube or anything
Jordan.
that we had access to until we were fucking teenagers.
Jordan was in Space Jam. He made the movie that LeBron made a legacy to.
Okay, yeah, sure. Quote, no one would watch live basketball. That's not what, you know what I'm saying. We weren't like, as little kids, you're not sitting there fascinated by live
No.
basketball when Michael Jordan reruns existed.
No.
It was like going from fucking Avengers Infinity War and Endgame to watching fucking Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
It's like, why the fuck would you watch these live games with these nobodies when you can watch fucking Michael Jordan jump
you
from the
can
free throw line
You can
and
watch
dunk a
an
basketball?
artist at work.
Yeah, when you can watch the fucking man do his
Yeah.
thing.
This man was in several movies, one of them called literally Like Mike.
Yeah. Fucking, and it was good.
All of them were good.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't remember a
crazy.
single bad movie that Michael Jordan was in.
LeBron went to
Stop. Get
9
help.
straight finals. How many he win, though?
Yeah, how many did he
Why
win?
we act like losing in the finals is worse than losing in the first round, cough, cough, Jordan until he had
Exactly.
Pippen?
Exactly. I don't know what that
Mhm.
means.
Well, I'm not getting into that.
Anyways.
I was listening. We were talking about what's his name? There was a famous golfer. I can't remember his name.
Tiger Woods.
No, he was playing with Michael Jordan one time, and they were gambling, and Michael Jordan lost
Oh, you've told this story on here before.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Well, now it's relevant, so I'm gonna tell
Okay,
it
go
again,
ahead, tell it.
whether I've told
Yeah.
it or not. But Michael Jordan had he had just lost like 250 grand or something,
Yeah.
like gambling with this famous golfer.
Yeah.
And he'd been drinking. They played at night on a like lit course, played all night, and he was drinking into the day. And they had a game that night, and he was like, they were drinking up until the game, and he had like 20 plus beers and had been golfing all night. And he said, okay, I'll bet you everything I lost tonight that I will go into the game, that I'll score 20 points and the team will win by 30. And he scores 50 points and the team wins by like 60 or some ridiculous. It was like some crazy number like that.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of LeBron doing anything like that?
No, he puts $1 million into his body. Why he would never drink?
Of course.
Drinks.
Exactly. He's more concerned with his
Didn't
hairline.
LeBron not even make playoffs with a banged up Lakers team he was trying to carry? LeBron the GOAT, shouldn't matter how bad the team is.
Yeah, exactly.
If Jordan is miles better, tell me why in 14 to 15 years he couldn't carry his team to the playoffs. Probably because, the fact that was 30 years ago. There was not nearly as many fucking physical advantages that were available to him. Like the fact that LeBron can put $1 million into his body a year now and that science has backed it. Michael Jordan did that shit with fucking no medical, no like science to back him up. He was just fucking doing it.
Just
The
getting
man
drunk
was
every
doing
night,
it.
yeah.
Getting blasted and fucking owning soccer. Fucking ick. What? Messi's the
Porque?
GOAT, not Ronaldo. Hello. Okay, how dare you. Porque? No science to back him up. Not saying science to back him up. No advances in science to help him. Like that
Yeah.
guy, he has admitted. That's not, Charlie, you might well be saying the worst things ever. That statement might well be the worst thing ever said.
Yeah.
The guy puts $1 million into his body every year to be physically healthy. Michael Jordan, I mean, he probably was eating fucking potatoes. The guy was drinking and fucking partying all the time, still going and fucking annihilating people.
Oh, yeah. You just had to be there,
It's
hoodie.
that Mickey Mantle. Yeah, you'll never. It's not like I'm not trying to have a real debate with you.
Yeah.
This is not anything you'll ever
Like, you
understand.
know-
You grew up in an era where you will never understand like how this was the only thing to see. Like
you,
him being the biggest guy in the world, he was the biggest guy in the world
Yeah.
in sports.
Like, you know how people talk about Babe Ruth to baseball? That's
Science has
Michael-
come very far as helping with cramps and such.
I need to put this in perspective for you. Babe Ruth was drunk all the time.
Babe
And
Ruth was
smoking
also
cigars.
250 pounds smoking while he was playing.
Yeah,
Like-
and was still fucking killing.
Yeah, those guys were going out and
Like
playing,
his-
but those were plumbers and carpenters out there
Yeah.
playing. Like to be an athlete is such a different thing now.
Yeah,
Like LeBron might be the best of these fucking genetically engineered men,
Yeah,
but Michael Jordan was going out there and
he was
putting up
all
LeBron numbers.
natural.
Yeah, he was putting up LeBron numbers way before like you could even be that level of an athlete. Imagine a Michael Jordan that was on the same regiment as fucking LeBron James. Like it's just not even close.
No.
It's nuts the stuff that he would do.
Yeah. Saying that LeBron wouldn't dominate in the 90s is ridiculous. Well, he wouldn't because he was fucking 12.
Yeah. Okay, Creighton, how dare you? Yeah, well, that's the same thing. Like LeBron would dominate because LeBron has way more advantages than any of those guys had.
How about Michael Block?
That's gonna be the history for. You're gonna think LeBron's the GOAT for the next 20 years.
Yeah, and then
until
the next LeBron's
yeah,
gonna
until the
come
next
around,
LeBron
and you're
comes
gonna
around,
be like, LeBron
and you're
was
gonna be
way
arguing
better.
with fucking 15-year-olds in your 30s,
Yeah.
feeling like a lunatic
Yeah.
because they have all these fucking stats that they keep up with.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck,
They're
dude.
probably gonna be
Like time builds better men.
yeah.
Like in terms of what is physically capable, but like it's all about what was available at the time. Michael Jordan was decimating. It was not even close, and the guy was drinking every day. The guy was a fucking lunatic still, and he's still walking around.
Yeah.
Like he's still alive. That's the fucking
and doing
bit-
PSAs about stop, get help, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, like
All while like, oh yeah, let me hit that off the side.
exactly.
All right, now stop and get help.
LeBron would decimate Jordan in his era. Maybe, but the thing is, Jordan might decimate LeBron if he had the same advantages.
Yeah. Jordan might decimate LeBron now.
Michael Jordan was banned from the league, gambling addiction. I mean,
Oh yeah.
there's a difference between addiction and just having fun. Like, he's not broke.
No.
Like, when
we
you're
really
that rich,
call it an
gambling is just for fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an addiction. I mean, it can be, but, like, he's not, he's not in fucking
And
rehab
you know
for
what
it.
else too?
I know gambling addicts. I work in that
Jordan
world.
was able to commit to being bald. LeBron's
Shut
holding
the
on.
fuck up.
He's holding on for dear life.
How about Michael Block, though? Until John Morant shoots up the league. Jesus Christ. Worst thing Charlie ever said was that he loved me. Whoa, that's crazy.
Wow.
Worst thing Charlie ever said? No fucking chance. I didn't even see that coming. Cryotherapy and such to help them get ready for the next game faster. Facts. And don't sit here and pretend they're not all in IV drips. Like, oh, excuse me.
LeBron is
Is
the
the-
greatest.
Because 20 years he has been perfect. I don't know about perfect. Not a single media mess up has continued to deliver. Oh, so all of a sudden, if you had anything go wrong in your personal life, you're a less good athlete?
Yeah. At 18
Who
years
gives a
old.
fuck? Fucking Tiger Woods is still the best golfer to ever live. And it's definitely not because of a clean fucking social credit
Oh,
score.
yeah. Dude, have you seen him? He fucked like every porn star.
He broke his legs. He still got up and played in the Masters.
And
What
fucked
a-
another porn star after that. The dude's the modern day Babe Ruth.
At 18 years old, he was dubbed the Chosen One.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so was Jesus. Look
Yeah.
how shitty that's all turned
So was
out.
Luke Skywalker. Look at
Yeah,
that.
well, he was 11 or something.
Yeah, look at Anakin.
Well, it taints your legacy? No. It taints what some people think of your legacy.
Yeah, but like
In 100 years, Tiger Woods will still be looked at as the greatest golfer of an era, if not of all time. And even then, it's like fucking the golfer, his last name's Day. It's not Charlie Day. I don't remember his
Charlie Day's from It's Always Sunny.
name. Is it?
Yeah.
His last name's Day?
Yeah.
Oh. Jason Day? No, not Jason
Well,
Day.
that's the actual actor's name too, Charlie Day.
Dennis Rodman is the greatest defensive player ever, but he's a fucking lunatic, so nobody idolizes. What are you talking about? You know how many songs the man is in? Dennis Rodman, people idolize the shit out of him. My generation idolizes the shit out of him. All I talk about, there's 3 fucking basketball players I talk about. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Dennis Rodman. I had a fucking hour-long conversation about him 2 days ago. No one. You're a 15, dude. You don't idolize Dennis Rodman.
You probably don't even know who
say,
he is.
Yeah, don't say no one.
Did
Dennis
you have
Rodman
to-
was a fucking monster. The motherfucker said, you know what he said to fucking
Did you Google
Magic
him?
Johnson? Magic Johnson and him were having like some I think it was Dennis Rodman. We're having some argument. And he said, bitch, don't talk to me. I'll spit in your mouth and accelerate your symptoms. That motherfucker was a monster. You think we don't fucking talk shit about Dennis Rodman all the time? That man he was awesome. If you're a superstar athlete and you're not fucking porn stars, why even bother?
That's
You
a
guys
fair
already
point.
cover a Michael Block story this weekend? I don't even know who Michael Block is. There's another day golfer, Glenn Day. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm
Glenn?
17.
I don't
Okay,
know.
sorry, 17. I mean, dude, 15, 17.
Right.
Look,
but
until
like,
you're 23, it's all the same number. Like,
right,
actually.
But that's the thing. We're not idolizing their values. We're idolizing their like skill of
Yeah,
the game.
Exactly.
Like you could tell me, everybody like found out that Michael Jordan was like fucking fighting dogs and shit, and people are still like,
no, that
yeah,
was
but-
Michael Vick. That was Michael Vick.
my
Calm
bad,
down.
my
Calm
bad.
down.
Sorry,
Don't put
sorry,
that shit
sorry,
on Michael
sorry,
Jordan.
Sorry. Either way, they found out he had a gambling thing, and people are still like, dude was putting numbers up on the board. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not talking about who they are as a person.
Yeah,
We're talking
we're
about,
talking about their
Michael
skill.
Jordan, the basketball player.
We're
LeBron
not
James,
saying,
the basketball
we're
player.
not saying live like Tiger Woods. We're not saying live like Michael Jordan. Those dudes are fucking insane.
Yeah, they're crazy
but
people.
Like,
No one should live the way that almost any
Well,
billionaire lives.
We're talking about the pure skill at the game. Their respective sports.
No, but that should be factored into greatness. I mean, it
depends.
depends on what the
mean, like,
conversation is. You started this off by saying LeBron is the GOAT, and,
Yeah.
like, that implies basketball. Like, you want to start talking about as a human being, then we can start,
Well,
like,
and-
leaning your direction.
And that's even like up for debate because you're just seeing that side of LeBron that he wants you to see.
Exactly,
You're not
like-
seeing the full picture.
Well, to be
It
fair,
could-
Hamid might know LeBron James.
It may come out
There's a good
20
chance.
years from now that some intern of his has like this whole tell-all book and pulls all this dirty laundry out of the back closet that LeBron has, and you don't know that right now.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. People find out crazy shit about people they thought were good as gold for decades.
Tiger Woods, for instance.
Tiger Woods.
Everybody thought Tiger Woods was fucking awesome for 15,
I mean,
20
hey,
years.
he still is.
And he's still awesome, but what I'm saying is, like, look at all the shit that spilled out. Like 15.
Creighton's banking on a Monica Lewinsky scandal for LeBron James.
I'm not banking on it. I'm just saying
You
you,
just
don't
never
know.
know. You never
don't
know what those
you know?
guys are
Everybody
into. All
thought
that
Bill
money.
Clinton was the shit, and then like he was
No, they didn't.
skeeting on dresses and shit.
Look, you're picking really bad examples. Tiger Woods definitely is one of them.
Who's
Hell,
somebody
half
that
of
had,
Jeffrey
like-
Epstein's list, though. I
Yeah.
mean, when you find out that Tom Hanks was on that island,
Yeah,
like
no.
that really does put into perspective, like
I've
how
not
much
liked-
being on camera and being
Yeah.
like the guy that everyone loves, what it looks like from the perspective of advertising.
I've not liked Tom Hanks really since, because now it's like all I see is like he's in all these children movies and stuff. And I'm like, that's
Yeah, it's scary, but you never
Yeah.
know. That even that, it's like you don't know what was going on
No,
with him
but
on that
like,
island,
you
but
know.
it does murk up the waters
Yeah.
quite a lot.
Creighton, God
Creighton, God
said
said to share. Pass that crack you be
to
smoking.
share. Look, all I'm saying is you don't know what kind of shit goes on behind the curtain. You know.
Oh my God! Quick rundown on it. PGA Championship was this weekend. All PGA professionals are allowed to do a qualifier, and this guy from California qualified. He ended up being tied 10th going into Saturday, and he's just this normal play golf for fun and drink kind of guy. Everyone fell in love because he's just living the dream. You know, goes out to do Meh on Saturday, paired with Rory McIlroy on Sunday. Needs top 10 to get a tour card for the rest of the year and be invited to all majors. Has a slump of a Sunday. Damn.
Sounds like Happy Gilmore.
A little bit. Right, we don't. But we know about Michael because it became a problem. Just something to, wait, what
Well,
became a
yeah,
problem?
but you're also talking about with the hindsight of 30 plus years, right?
Wait, which thing became a problem for
his
Michael?
gambling. But like you're talking about the
Oh.
hindsight of 30 plus years. We're not at that point with LeBron yet. We don't know what all he's got going on. He could have a coke addiction. He could have, but
I mean-
for real, like it could be any number of things that later down the road we look back on as like, oh, okay, well, like this puts this guy in a whole different perspective. Or even something that might be socially acceptable now, but not be socially acceptable 10 years down the line.
Exactly. That's the craziest part is how the
And
times
then-
change what we assume
yeah.
is okay and,
And
what is
then-
good. He might be doing something now that everyone's like, yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Like IV drips.
oh yeah.
Like in sports, that's super controversial, but all those motherfuckers are IV
Oh,
dripping
yeah.
in between games
and
to
then
get
10
back right.
years from now, you'll probably be like, well, I don't like LeBron anymore because he did IV trips for his whole career. You know, I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
Shit's-
Michael was amazing. I'm not saying he wasn't, but I find it ridiculous to say that LeBron couldn't fill Mike's shoes and Mike could fill LeBron's. I think
well, that's not what
the
you were
pro-
saying.
the problem is here's the thing. I think either of them would still be the best in the league at either time
yeah,
that they were in. I think LeBron, without all of the advances that he's had, like LeBron the human being would probably be the best player in the 90s NBA, and Michael Jordan, with all of the shit that LeBron does now, would be the best player now. Like, you have one-of-a-kind athletes who just decimate everybody, who are always leagues above everyone else. Like, that's just how humans are. There's just people. They have that drive. And I think that LeBron is the best one doing it now. Michael was the best one doing it then. And you could pluck them out, put them in each other's situation, and they're still going to annihilate.
Would
The
it
most
be,
modern version of Michael Jordan today is Jimmy Butler. His body and figure doesn't lend to being dominant in this era. Okay.
That's a fair point.
But, like, like, forget about the body and
But it's not
the
just
time.
about the body.
I'm
though,
yeah, I'm talking about, like, there's a strength of mind. There's a character.
charisma.
No one can fucking, dude, 1 in a billion people cannot go partying all night, drinking all night, and, like, stay up into the next day and go to a fucking NBA game, tell you that they're going to score a bunch of points and their team is going to win, and then score by more points and win by more points than they even predicted. Like, that just doesn't happen. That's not in when you get the best people at a thing, because even in the 90s, it's not like the NBA was fucking 5 years old. Like, you're in the 90s, it's not baseball in the 40s. It's not a bunch of plumbers and carpenters. You're still talking about the most elite athletes of the time. Michael Jordan was going into fucking NBA games, annihilating people, absolutely his body destroyed. Like, you have one-of-a-kind humans. Like,
Yeah.
LeBron, they're having the conversation of, is LeBron the GOAT now? Who fucking cares? Like, people are going to keep arguing because they want to, like, be right, and the problem is no one's ever going to be wrong or right on this because you don't know.
Yeah.
There's never a LeBron that played Michael Jordan. There's never a LeBron that came up in the circumstances Michael Jordan came up in. There's no Michael Jordan that came up in the circumstances LeBron James came up in.
And nobody's gotten a shoe deal like Michael Jordan.
It should show you LeBron has a shoe deal. It's pretty good. I've got some.
Is it
LeBrons.
pretty good?
Yeah, it should show you. It's not as good as Jordan's, but still, it should show you how worse the league was back then. He had the ability to do that because he was so much better than. The league is so much more talented today that it would be impossible for a player to do that.
Well, yeah,
even
but
if it was
also,
Jesus playing. I mean,
we're
you
also
say
looking
that
at different times too, and different ways that people recruit. There's a lot more
Yeah,
information
no one-
available.
yeah, no one could do what Michael Jordan does because the media would decimate him over it. Like,
Yeah.
he has too many people. LeBron has too many people in his corner telling him not to do stuff like that. Not that he would. I'm just saying that, say he wanted to fucking party all night and have fun and then go play an NBA game. Like, no one in his circle is going to let him.
Yeah, because they've seen Jordan.
They've seen
learned,
Jordan.
They've
and
learned from that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They've have PR people now because they're afraid of getting canceled and they're afraid of this happening or that happening. Like, we live in a world where Tiger Woods drove off a fucking cliff and broke his legs. You
It's
know what I
like the
mean?
John Jones fucking Tyson Fury argument. There's this big argument going on that Tyson Fury and John Jones, put them in a room together, that who's going to walk out. And most people are saying John Jones, and Tyson Fury is like, you sons of bitches, you'd never be right on that. You know I'd fucking kill him because he's a big guy. And see, you say Tyson Fury, of course. Right. Okay. That says enough for me.
Look, Amid, come back to us in like 10 years and we'll have this discussion. Bro, I love
You
John
think,
Jones.
okay, you love John Jones. But, I mean, yes, but size. But
It's not just size, though.
it's not just size at that point. You think that John Jones is just a little different? I mean, that's the thing, a little. With John Jones, dude, he fucking... he got that guy in 1 round. His first heavyweight fight, and his first fight in fucking 4 years. My guy hit the canvas out cold, woke up, and knocked out Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is fighting. Look, we're talking about the Michael Jordan thing all over again. Like, or rather, Deontay Wilder is the LeBron version. Like, he's fighting people who don't stand a chance. Tyson Fury is just the only guy that could do it. Tyson Fury is just that much better than everyone. Tyson Fury is today's Michael Jordan of boxing. Like, he can do whatever he wants and go in there and annihilate people. No one stands a chance against him in boxing. But you're talking about John Jones, bro.
Bro, my guy.
John
hit
Jones will get Tyson Fury on the ground and kill him. He doesn't, you can only be so strong. A better fight would be John Jones and Anthony Joshua. A better fight would be John Jones and Francis Ngannou. But Francis went to that fucking other league. He's not in the UFC anymore. That would be the best fight in heavyweight history for UFC.
All the game is on back on. Adios, peeps.
Later, Hamid.
Later, Amid. Good conversation, though.
yes,
I
was
I
fun.
enjoyed that.
I
I know
enjoyed
it
the
might
shit
have
out
felt
of
like
that.
we were attacking you at some point, but I just was having fun.
It's the right way.
Accept your wrongdoings and become a bronzexual. It is the way.
Accept your wrongdoing.
I fixed your sentence. It is the way.
I love
But
Hamid, dude.
Jordan, this is the way.
I cannot wait for this kid to be a grown up. He's gonna fucking do crazy things.
I know. I love having these conversations with him. Blocky budge. Block
He's-
budge. Are you gonna give commentary to us,
Dude, don't commentate this fucking game for us. Go watch it. Have fun.
Imagine he commentates a game we're not even watching.
Yeah, we're not even watching this fucking game.
It's like listening to radio, but we have to read it.
Oh, Jesus.
I guess that's how they did in the 1800s. They just wrote in a book, and like people would read it to each other.
Yeah, that's literally what it was.
Really? Was it that? Oh, that
What?
was-
Are you crazy?
No, I didn't know. Is that what they did for games for commentary? Like they would write about it in a book.
No,
and then,
you
like,
just talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, you mean like fucking
like
sports?
shot for shot commentary.
There was no
but written in
sports
the
like
book.
that. There weren't enough.
And then they like publish the book, and they're like, oh, I get to read about last night's game, and it's just.
I mean, there's probably stuff like that in the newspapers, yeah, but there's no book about it. There might have been, but I doubt it. Anyway.
Instead of chapters, it's quarters of a game. So
Well,
long, honey.
with
I gotta go
that-
pick up the game from the bookstore.
I gotta go pick up last night's fucking Patriots versus Eagles game at Barnes & Noble real quick.
Ye old bookstore.
Ye old bookstore, so I can figure out who won on my fantasy team.
I'm just imagining Victoria Air.
I had $90 from the Patriots. Let me go fucking spend a quarter on the book to find out if I won or not.
Instead
Oh,
of turning
Jesus.
on your DVR, they're like, don't forget to buy your book at Ye Old Bookstore tomorrow.
Shit has evolved so quickly. This
Or-
guy Hamid, it is a conversation he'll never understand
oh, I know.
because he just like we were the last, like the Joe Rogans of the world, the like guys in their 50s. They were the last ones who went through all of it. You know, they saw like no technology, no real no commercial technology to all the way to where we're at,
Yeah.
and we saw the last of analog technology before everything went digital and got to where it's at now. Like we were there for that. We were there post 80s. You know, we were there
Yeah.
like late
Or
90s,
late
early
90s,
2000s.
yeah.
Where you didn't have smartphones. You barely had phones at all yet. Like you had house phones, but there was no, phones in your pocket. Not really. Not until until we were like right after we were born.
I remember, because you remember we used to have these history books in elementary school, and sometimes the history books would have predictions about the future in them towards the end of it.
Yeah.
And
I remember a history book having 9/11 in it.
I
That was like the last history book I read in high school had like 9/11 was
Yeah.
the last piece of history.
I remember seeing that picture that they have as a meme now, where it's like all this stuff this guy has, like a radio, a watch, like a little movie projector, all this stuff, and he's like, all this will be in your pocket someday.
And it was.
Thinking like, oh, that's crazy. That's just like Spy Kids.
And
now
then
look.
here we are. Yeah.
And it
it's-
tells time.
And it tells time. Does everything. Like life without one would be
I know.
ridiculous. Now,
I
I
know.
will say that on the other side of that, life without it is also way happier.
Yeah.
Dude, when I went to Charleston with Gunner, we did that run. We went back to the hotel. We jumped in the pool. It was ice cold. It was amazing because I was fucking dying. And we got out of the pool and we sat in these chairs. And I left my phone in the room. And I was just sitting there talking with Gunner for like 20 minutes. And then
It was
like
nice.
it was nice. And then we sat there in silence for like 60 seconds. And I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck about whatever might be on my phone right now. This is how it's supposed to be.
I thought
Like I hope that I get to a point in my life where I don't need like say podcast gets huge, blah blah blah, all that,
Yeah.
we're super successful, potential future, that world. In that world, all of my like entertainment is a computer. I won't have a phone. I'll have an assistant that might have a phone that keeps up with stuff for me and tells me stuff like a courier. But
like
like
Marissa.
no, not like Marissa. But I will have someone for that, and I will just be living my life in the present, whatever is going on in front of me.
Right.
Because that just that one day of not having my phone for most of that day was, I mean, I was so relaxed. I was so comfortable, so happy. Like, that's just the way to do it.
I've been thinking for a while now about just switching to like a flip phone and like
Yeah.
maybe keeping this to play around with anywhere I have an internet connection.
Yeah. But as far as
But,
like on the go,
Yeah, but the only thing about that is now it's a lot more tied to my job, so it'd be
Yeah.
harder for me to do
It's
that
hard.
now. But I do imagine one day doing that and just going like fucking old school. Like David. David had a fucking flip phone.
yeah, still
You
has a
remember
flip
that?
phone.
Still has a flip
Yeah,
phone.
he still has a flip phone.
Remember he told us he tried it with the regular phone, but he couldn't text and drive with that one. So he got rid of it.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh damn.
I love David so
Oh,
much.
yeah.
We gotta have him on here at some
I
point.
know. Just have him. He'd be like, no.
Nah, he would do it.
Yeah,
I bet
he
if
would
I
do
asked
it.
David to do it, he'd come do it.
If I asked you,
He would probably not love what we talk about. But we
no.
would just, we would scale it back for that episode.
No.
But it would
Can
just
we
be
scale it back?
Yeah, we can be
Have
a
we
little
scaled
less.
it back before?
I mean, I'm capable of it. I might just do one without you. I might just do a podcast. Well, you have to be good because you are the most disgusting person I've ever met.
I can be good.
You say so much gross, nasty shit that and
look.
sometimes it's not even for any
But
reason.
Charlie, look at me. I've grown so much.
No, you haven't.
I-
Not in that regard. In
I-
that regard, you've only gotten worse.
Well, no. Look, I figured it out because I've been having to go to all these corporate meetings and stuff lately. I figured out the switch, okay? Because I don't
Mhm.
say any gross stuff at these corporate
Right.
meetings. Now, I met this guy at one of these corporate meetings that just does not give a fuck and would say anything. Like, he came back from the bathroom and he was walking with the cane, and he looks at somebody else that's at the meeting, and he was like, man, I could have really used your help up there. They told me I can't do any heavy lifting. And the room lost it. And I was like, damn, this man just does not give a fuck. Granted, he's old as hell, so. He probably is like, you know what? Who cares?
That's how David is sometimes when you talk to David in front of a class is a very,
Well, yeah.
it's a different David than you get when you're talking to him on your own.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I've had some conversations with David where I'm like, damn, David, I forgot how much of a gangster I knew you had to be behind the scenes because he's a gangster. David's such a legend behind the scenes. Like he will fucking lay it down.
You remember, like, when he was like, I don't want to be putting his business out there, but he had a medical scare, and we were like, damn, like,
Yeah.
and then he just was fine.
Yeah, I called him and he was like, "My family's stupid. They're all idiots. I can't believe they said that. The people were talking like I was dying or something. I'm fine. I was up riding a tractor the next day. Like he's crazy shit like that. Like that motherfucker is just David is just different. He's built different. He's one of those people. He just
goes.
he's a commander.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like he can do whatever in life. Like
he
he's
can
just
do
an
whatever forever.
absolute
And he
legend.
did.
I love David. On that, I think
Yeah.
loving David's a good place to wrap
Oh,
this one.
yeah. Love and peace.
Love and peace, peace and love, David. Love David. He's
Love
the best.
David. Hashtag love
David was our broadcast journalism teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And
We learned so
a
much from
a forever leading inspiration in life.
a beacon.
A beacon of hope and light
Yeah.
to the potential future of the
Yeah.
world.
He's teaching children all over.
We'll have
Or
him on this
was.
podcast one day,
Yeah.
as long as,
He's cool with it.
as long as he's cool with it
Yeah.
and it's not in 20 years.
I would love to talk to him about the state of the school district. Not on here, but
Oh,
just him.
I was about to
like-
say, whoa, that is not something we should probably
No.
talk about
just
on here.
sit down in person and be like, yo, what do you think about all this crazy shit that's going on? Just to
Yeah.
hear his take on it.
Yeah.
'Cause, there's a lot of shit changing. Some things are about to change. I'll tell you more about it
Okay.
after this because I found out some stuff when I
Yeah.
went to go see my mom Friday. But anyways.
Okay. Well, anyone still watching, we love you. We'll catch you later. Should be live
Wednesday.
probably. I'm
Why,
gonna be
do you have
doing.
something to do
It'll
Wednesday?
be late Wednesday if we
Oh,
do it.
because you have your dinner thing.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, Lucky Show's here.
lucky show. You've been showing up
Wait.
late for a lot of these late episodes lately, but like perfect timing as always. Yeah, I know.
We could do the Wednesday show earlier 'cause I get off at 4 that day. So we don't have to wait till dinner
Yeah.
time.
It just depends.
Okay.
It depends on when everyone can meet up. If we did it then, it would have to be like right then. Like,
Yeah, that's fine.
So we'll have to coordinate. Anyway, we'll figure it out by then.
All right.
We should be live
And
sometime
Melissa
on
will just ditch us again.
probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, we love you guys. Have a good night, and we will catch you all later. Goodbye, Creighton.
Goodbye, Creighton.